Somewhere on a quiet morning beneath a sky painted soft blue, our reckless Stickman Explorer stood proudly on a patch of dry earth as if he owned the entire planet. His backpack was stuffed with tools he barely understood, and his hair, yes, today he had messy yellow hair, floated in the wind like he was auditioning for a shampoo commercial. With a deep breath, he declared he would travel to Earth's core, even though he still couldn't fix a flashlight properly. He started drilling straight down, humming a heroic theme that clearly didn't match his trembling knees. As the ground cracked open, dust exploded in his awkward face, giving him an instant beard of dirt. But instead of backing off, he grinned like a gremlin, tightening his gloves as if he were truly ready for whatever waited below. The first layer, Earth's crust, looked harmless at first. The tunnel walls were rough but manageable, and the temperature still felt like a chilly basement. Our stickman walked with forced confidence, occasionally poking random rocks as if expecting them to talk back. He had no idea that just a few kilometers down, things would stop being friendly. As he descended deeper, the walls grew warmer, glowing faintly like someone dimmed orange lights behind them. Mantle territory. The air vibrated with a low rumble, and each step made his noodle legs shiver. Still, he pressed on, brushing off sweat shaped like little question marks. The pressure increased until he felt his whole stick body trying to fold like cheap aluminum. Lava veins pulsed under the rocky surface, illuminating the path in chaotic flashes. The deeper he went, the more obvious it became that he had entered a place where humans weren't meant to wander. Then came the magma. Rivers of glowing red liquid flowed beneath him, roaring like 1,000 dragons snoring at once. With absolutely no plan, he leapt onto a floating rock, wobbling violently but somehow staying upright. Every splash of magma felt like an angry warning, yet he waved cheerfully as if greeting his new neighbors. While balancing on the drifting stone, he spotted a bubble of magma swelling to an unnatural size. The bubble burst, spraying sparks that left his face looking like someone drew freckles with fire. Instead of panicking, he simply blinked, shrugged, and kept going. Eventually, the magma river funneled him into a massive cavern, its walls glowing in hypnotic patterns. He jumped off the rock, landing in a dramatic pose he absolutely didn't stick. Still, he admired the place like a tourist, marveling at the molten art. Before he could get too comfortable, the floor cracked open again, revealing the threshold to Earth's outer core. A swirling ocean of liquid metal churned aggressively, reflecting distorted flashes of his goofy face. He gulped loudly, realizing he'd entered a region where physics came to complain loudly. To cross this metallic sea, he pulled out a boat he crafted earlier, made entirely of optimism and the wrong type of metal. The boat melted instantly upon touching the glowing surface. With a defeated sigh, he stepped onto a nearby floating slab of cooled iron. The journey across the outer core was chaos. Each wave threatened to flip his tiny platform as sparks of electromagnetic energy whipped past. It looked like a rave hosted by the planet's magnetic field. Suddenly, the currents intensified, forming spirals pulling everything toward a vortex. His hair whipped sideways, scarf fluttering dramatically, even without wind. The vortex spun faster, as if the planet wanted to eject him. Against all logic, the vortex launched him upward instead of down. He soared through a tunnel of shimmering metal, tumbling like a rag doll. He landed, bounced twice, and declared himself fine, lying, obviously. He had reached the boundary of the inner core, a radiant sphere of solid metal. The ground shimmered like polished crystal, though it felt like stepping on a thunderstorm. The ground shimmered like polished crystal, though it felt like stepping on a thunderstorm. Each step released metallic echoes that rang like bells. The inner core pulsed like the heart of the world. His goofy grin softened into genuine awe. Determined to leave a mark, he pulled out his cracked camera and snapped a heroic selfie. His face looked sweaty and distorted by heat, but he posed confidently. Behind him, the inner core glowed like a star. A sudden tremor shook the chamber. The core vibrated harder, metallic dust shimmering as it fell. "Okay, I get it," he yelled like a tenant being evicted. The ground cracked, releasing a shockwave that launched him upward. He shot through the shaft like a stick-shaped rocket. Heated winds blurred the glowing walls into streaks of color. He burst out near the surface inside a dormant volcano. Smoke puffed beneath him as he wondered if he'd broken something important. He stood tall, though now bald, except for a single burnt curl. Climbing out of the crater, he reached fresh air again, coughing dramatically. The world above was peaceful, unaware of the chaos beneath. He raised a fist proudly. Barely surviving was still a legendary victory for a stickman.